Hello everybody, how is it going? My name is Lucas, and today we are checking out a very unique and expensive real-life amp, the Trainwrecker Liverpool. And guys, if it's your first time here, or if you've been here before, make sure you are subscribed. Do lots of cool stuff here, do Axe Effects tutorials, mixing reviews, gear reviews, and I don't want you to miss any of that cool stuff, so make sure you are subscribed. So without any further ado, let's jump right in and check out the Trainwrecker Liverpool. I'm going to show you some stuff right here on the Axe Effects wiki, and then I'm going to jump over to the actual Trainwrecker page and show you another video and give you some more Trainwrecker lore. So this amp right here, we have the Express. It's a little bit different than the Express. The control layout is kind of the same, but this one is going to, the Trainwrecker, the Liverpool, uses EL84 tubes. It uses 4 of them, I believe. And Cliff goes on he talks about the PI bias excursion in here is what he likes to lower it on the Trainwrecks. And I'll mess around that for when we're actually doing some playing. And this is from the Trainwrecker site, just to kind of give you an overview. So there's 3 different models you can get from them. You actually still can buy them new. So Ken Fisher is the guy who originally made the Trainwrecker amps, and he died in 2006, but his partner who helped him in his shop is actually currently still making them. That's a correction from my Trainwrecker Express video. I wish I would have dug into the lore more before I put that video out, because there's a lot of interesting stuff about these amps. So the one we're looking at today, Liverpool, has 2 12AX7 preamp tubes, which is like the Express. It has a 12AX7 inverter, which is also like the Express, and it has 4 EL84 tubes, which is kind of the main difference from it. But the unique thing about these amps is no two are really alike. They're kind of like custom made specifically kind of for the, well, when Ken made them, they were specifically made for the person who were getting them. And what's really neat about them is they don't really have serial numbers. Ken used to just call each amp a female name, and he would stamp the chassis with it, which I think is pretty it's pretty unique and pretty cool. And if you want an awesome video on the Liverpool and the real life amp, check out Pete Thorne's video. He made this about 2 years ago. I'm currently recording this in 2023 on November 22nd. So he made this about 2 years ago. He does such a good job showing off the real amp. So the real amp has like this like natural harmonic thing that it does, and it's like let's see if I can find a part in here where it does it. You heard what Pete did right there? How that woo sound going on? That's what the real amp does. Unfortunately, the Axe Effects one can't do that, but these amps are really expensive. The Ken made ones, I think it was only 60 made. That is what Pete said in his video. This video is really good. It gives you a lot of lore, and he goes over a bunch of stuff. Another thing I didn't know is that the common amps, which we have some in Axe Effects, I did that a long time ago. Those were actually Ken's designs that he trusted Comet to make when he felt really sick and he couldn't really make amps anymore right before he died. So I just kind of wanted you to show that to you guys so you can kind of get some more lore on it. I know I've been talking forever. We're going to be using ML Mega Green 57Cs for the IRs, the best greenbacks ever made in a Mesa cab. We're going to be using my Anderson Cobra S, going to be an E flat standard, and we have an HC3 and the bridge HC1 in the neck, and those are Anderson pickups. I am going to just play I'm just going to play for a whole while, and I'll slap on a drive, and then I'll talk about everything at the end. If you're still here, still listening to me for my jibber jabber, thank you a lot, because I know a lot of people just come for playing and not necessarily for talking. So let's jam out on the Liverpool. And that is the Trainwreck Liverpool. This one is a lot more dynamic than the Express. What I mean by dynamic, I mean it's like, it isn't so much in your face, I guess you could say. The gain on it, you have to kind of push it a little more to get a little bit more out of it. It feels a little bit more uncompressed. I don't know if that's just in my head or not. Actually, let's just bounce back to it because I have it right here. Let's just try it real quick. I find Liverpool has a little bit more bass, and they're both really good. I just kind of, I guess it just depends on what flavor you want a little more. Output EQ, I just cut some mids in there. Oh, I need to go over the preamp bias excursion right here. Okay, so I'm gonna play a little bit. I'm gonna play it at 100 and then drop it, and I'll let you see what Cliff was talking about. The only thing I really noticed, I think I noticed it more on the Express than the Liverpool, is that whenever you pull on the PI bias excursion, it kind of affects the high end a little bit. It makes the amp kind of less aggressive. It makes it less noisy. It kind of like tames it back a little bit, so it makes things a little bit cleaner, which is what Cliff likes, because on the Faz Rec, which is his perfect model of the Trainwreck, this is all the way down at 0. So I just kind of wanted to show you that since it was mentioned in the wiki. Overall, I think this amp, it's really cool. I know it doesn't do exactly a lot of the stuff that the real amp does, but the real amp is so expensive. It's as expensive as my house because there's not that many of them. I doubt I'll ever get to play one in my lifetime. And you saw from Pete's video, they do some really cool stuff in it. And I mean, I'm glad we have it in the Access, because otherwise I would never play it. I actually forgot to show you the Bright amp. So just from the wiki by itself. So if you turn the Bright switch on the normal amp right here, it's with the Bright switch on the Liverpool at noon. And if you come to the Bright model, that's with the Bright maxed out. So I'll show you this really quickly. And that's the Bright model. Really pick which one suits you the best. I mean, basically, if you know you have a dark guitar and you want something a little bit brighter, you can even turn on the Bright switch on the normal model. So these both kind of sound the same to me. Obviously, the Bright one has a lot more brightness in it. You could tell when I kicked on the climb when I was just showing you what it sounded like with a drive. Guys, that is going to be it for the Trainwreck Liverpool. Very unique amp, very rare amp, and I'm glad that we have it in the Axe-Fx. If you thought this video was cool, leave me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And guys, you should subscribe because we are actually coming up to the very last amp on amps of the Axe-Fx 3 until Cliff adds more if he does. We are going to be looking at the Trainwreck Rocket, which is kind of like the guy who made Trainwreck amps described it as a Vox died and went to heaven. So pretty much his perfect box. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next episode. And guys, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.